Hi everyone, welcome to the Tarot with Titania reading of the week for September 3rd to 10th. It's big times these days. I'm hoping you are all doing well, staying centered, staying peaceful. Why don't we take 3 deep breaths today together, get ourselves into sync. Wherever you are in time and space, we're doing this together. You're an important part of this reading, so please be with me and let's do this reading in a good way for our collective highest good. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and my intention today is to be a clear channel for the information that we collectively most need to hear right now, and to provide that in language that will be easily and effortlessly heard, understood, and integrated for our collective highest and greatest good, the greatest good of our communities, all those we share this planet with, and this earth herself. I'd like to call upon my higher self and the higher selves of all those listening now and in the future to be present and facilitate this exchange, to pull through answers to the questions that we are all asking, so we may all be a lot clearer, more present, and more grounded in our life experience. I'd also like to invite the 4 archangels to come and hold the 4 directions around us, creating a sacred container of light, of love, of wisdom, of beauty, of transformation, of healing, of whatever it is that is being held in our collective heart and mind, that we may be soothed, supported, inspired, and deeply held as we navigate these strange times. I invite Raphael to hold the east, Michael to hold the south, Gabriel to hold the west, and Uriel to hold the north. Thank you for coming, for gathering up all those now and in the future to be part of this reading. I'm so grateful for your presence. Anything that doesn't match these frequencies of light, of love, of clarity, and wisdom is welcome to go now. We will only do the light here. Okay, are we ready? Cards leaping out already. So, our intention, as I just stated, is to bring through the information that collectively we are most needing right now. We are needing lots of light, lots of clarity, lots of reassurance, and lots of grounding. I know I am. And as a microcosm of the macrocosm, I'm sure you guys are too. There's lots of strange things going on here in Canada. And hopefully where you are happy and content and doing well, because your well-being adds to the collective well-being. I can't underscore how important it is for us, to the best of our abilities, to stay neutral and grounded and present, loving and kind, again, to the best of our abilities. If we can't get happy and peaceful and loving, at least get neutral, to the best of our abilities. Okay, because we're all connected, and one's emotion triggers another's emotion. So staying out of fear, very good thing. So, what do we need to know right now for our highest and greatest good? What wisdom do the cards have for us today, for us to stay peaceful and centered and grounded and see our way through this very strange time that is challenging us all so deeply? We'll do a past, present, future card today, and the foundation card, which tells us what we need to know generally, why we're having the reading. And let's get started. We're starting with the recent past, the Princess of Wands, incoming inspiration. So we have all these butterflies, which symbolize that inspiration. Wands are about fire. Fire is about creativity, inspiration, and passion. It's about who we are, why we're here. Our desire force is what lines us up with our life force. It's what we're here to express. And so this recent past, there's been lots of sort of sparks, shall we say, that are igniting new inspiration, new ideas, new ways of looking, new ways of being, new ways of being generative in our creative energy. And that doesn't just mean arts and crafts, that can mean anything, but new ways of looking at things, fresh starts, fresh initiatory energy. That's what this energy is telling us about. It's sitting in the recent past, messages that are triggering us, that are inspiring us. And I don't mean trigger in a bad way, but even a bad trigger can lead to more light. Just remembering that when we're feeling something intensely, it's always an opportunity for us to clarify what we prefer and to turn and go in that direction. And these incoming sparks are doing that for us. We just have to remember in the moment what purpose they serve. And the purpose that they serve is to align us more clearly with what we want. The present card is the card of work. And I really love this card because we have these two women who are carrying a basket between them. And they're sharing the labor. Yes, work needs to be done. It does need to be done, but we don't have to do it alone. We're not alone doing this. We're not alone changing our material reality. Pentacles is all about material reality. It's the earth element. We are here to co-create together, to collaborate and make things go in a good way and to enjoy ourselves in the process. So if you find you're suffering these days, knock it off. Sometimes we like to suffer. It's a human thing. I don't know what it is. I see it all around me. I do it myself, falling in the hole and wallowing for a little while. And it's okay. We just have to love ourselves through it and realize that we're doing it. And when we realize it, choose to maybe stop, because it doesn't really serve us to wallow in a hole. What does serve us is to rise to being the best that we are and to refocus our attention on what our heart and mind and soul and body is calling us towards, and always go in that direction. But as I said here, the changes that need to be wrought on the material realm will not be accomplished alone. We need to be together. It was interesting. I'll just mention here that I was at a rally in Vancouver yesterday, speaking up about the vaccine mandates. And of course, I don't think that's quite how it was portrayed in the media. But it was very interesting because there were people of all ages, all demographics. I was surprised there were people there quite a bit older than myself. Clearly, there are a lot of people who are caring and concerned enough to take their Wednesday off and show up and be part of holding space for something different. And it was tremendously heartening to see that. There must have been about 4,000 people, maybe more. I don't know. I'm not very good at numbers. But coming back to this idea about how do we want the future to go? How do we want to create our future together? Do we want more restrictions and limitations and a narrowing of our experience? Because that's what it feels like these vaccine mandates and the passports are pushing us towards. It's away from freedom of choice over our own bodies, freedom of choice over our own decisions to make that choice. As a woman, I think we work too hard to get to this point, to give up our right to choose what we do with our bodies. I'm getting political. I'm going to stop in a minute. But I just wanted to come back to this idea of the collective. So many of us are holding space here. We're holding space, but what's important to remember is, what do we want? Not to shout no at what isn't wanted, but to hold our energy and attention on what is wanted. Freedom, choice, opportunities, the opening to engage with each other freely and openly and consistently and well, without fear of contamination or concern about, what that will mean down the road. I mean, if nothing else, this last 18 months has really made us clear about what's important. So we need to turn and focus on that. And when we see policies coming up with our governance, those who are making decisions for us, we need to speak up if we feel that it's not in the direction of what it is that we're holding for our future, for ourselves and for our children. So this lovely card of work, of co-creative work, of collaborative work, of holding space together on the material realm. What do we need to do? Near future. Card of frustration. So I think we've got a little ways to go. It's not going to be all rosy by next week. There are a lot of pieces that are needing attention, needing to be addressed. There are brilliant, amazing people on the planet who are holding solutions to all of the various things that we're facing. And again, if we are to stop, if we are to proceed and to co-create the future that we want, we need to stop shouting no at what we don't want and start lining up and giving our energy and life force and attention and energy and resources to what we do want. And it's going to take some time. This is the card of frustration. It's going to take some time. It's going to take time. We have some momentum now behind us, and it's going to take time to turn that boat. So just being aware of it and being patient, being kind, staying focused on the good, staying in the good in your heart, staying in the good that you hold for the world, and just, doing what you can to support yourselves and those around you in staying well, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Meditation, getting outside every day, getting some exercise, eating good food, avoiding the alcohol, the sugar, those things that bring our immune system down, fostering our immune system through probiotic rich foods, which actually nourish our microbiome and help to keep us in equilibrium, not only with our health, but our mental health as well. These are things that we can do. Zinc, vitamin C, vitamin D, they're all shown in studies to be supportive. And so why wouldn't we leverage that support for our well-being and the well-being of those closest to us? So just working on those pieces. Yes, it may appear frustrating externally. There may not be much that you see changing on the material level, but that's not the only level that change is happening on. Change starts on the spiritual, energetic level and then comes down into the material. So that's why it's so important to keep our energy lofty, our intentions lofty, our focus lofty, holding the bigger picture, holding a vision of a beautiful world. If you can, if you need a focus for your meditation, sit in a beautiful, peaceful place, listen to something beautiful, and picture the earth, that beautiful blue-green planet, and picture it clean and clear and vibrant and full of joy and life. Just send it your love and light. It's easy to do because we love this planet so much. Okay. And don't worry that you're not necessarily seeing traction in the outside world. It is happening. You also have to remember that our mainstream media is not reporting on any of the changes that are happening. It's giving us a continuous sort of homogenized vanilla version of reality, whereas there's so much happening, so many different places. And that was my experience about showing up myself to a rally yesterday and seeing how different that experience was than what they're portraying on the media about it being just anti-maskers, anti-vaccine people. It wasn't the case at all. So that was really hopeful for me and heartful for me, and understanding that there are these rallies happening all around the planet. All around the planet, people are doing this. Again, we may not be hearing about it. So don't be discouraged by what you're experiencing in the three-dimensional. There's so much more going on behind the scenes. Stay on target. Okay, the foundation card, why we're having the reading this week, is the card of possessiveness, the pentacles, the holding. We've seen this one before, right? And this is pentacles, again, earth element. This is like holding to the material. We are so much more than the material. We keep forgetting it because we are tricked into thinking that this is all there is. But we know we've all had transcendent experiences in our lives where we've had a taste of the more. This foundation card is reminding us not to get stuck in the three-dimensional realm. Don't get stuck thinking that this is all there is. Continue with your meditation practice. Continue with your visualizing. Continue with your pursuit of joy and love and kindness and peace and being a clearing for light on the planet right now. We need you now more than ever. We need your beautiful light, your unique truth, your unique vision. You are so needed. You, not anybody else. You. And if each of us can show up and hold that beautiful energy, it will be tremendous what will shift on our planet and how quickly it can happen. But this is telling us, reminding us that we're all getting a little bit stuck here in this third dimensional realm. So just being aware of it, noticing when you do it, again, being kind to ourselves. We're human beings having a physical experience. We're so much more than that, but we're in the body for a reason. We're here to move around in this incredible reality with our senses and our thoughts and our experiences, enriching who we are and enriching the collective. We're not just doing this alone. We're individual sparks of a collective consciousness, having unique experiences that fuel and inform the collective. So we're all precious. We're all important. And remembering that we're not just the body. We are our spirits. We are our hearts. We are our minds. Our culture is a little bit fixated on that piece, but we're more than just our minds and our bodies. And coming back to that, like I've been saying for weeks now, that deep breath In and dropping into your heart, being in your body. And I encourage you, focus on the beauty that's around you. Be in a state of gratitude to the best of your ability. When things seem like they're just going to hell in a handbasket, take that deep breath, drop into your body, step away from that, and refocus your attention on what is in your here and now that you are grateful for. What is beautiful? What is wonderful? What are you grateful for? What is life moving you towards in gratitude? That'll get you back in your heart. That'll get you back into the bigger, wider energy. It's a process. And it's challenging. We are all being challenged. The dial is going up, and that pressure is cracking our misconceptions. It's pushing us. The discomfort, it's like the chick in the egg before it hatches. Can you imagine how uncomfortable that is before the breakthrough happens? And that's what we're doing. We're in that uncomfortable, rolled up in a ball position inside that shell. And at some point that shell's going to crack. We just have to stay the course. Do our good work, learn who we are, clean up our stuff, be the best version of ourselves that we can be. And it might be better some days than others, and that's okay. Alrighty. Because we're getting out of the egg. That's what humanity is doing. So that's the reading for this week. We have these new sparking ideas. They're pushing us. This like new ideas are pushing us. And for some of us, it might be positive and happy and uplifting and lovely and sparky. For others of us, it's other things. It's maybe the harder, darker stuff that's triggering us and making us realize that we're not where we want to be. But just realize that it's all serving. All of that sparkingness is serving us to push us again towards what do we want. We have to keep coming back to that. Keep coming back to our heart. Keep coming back to our now. What do we want in every moment? Take a deep breath when we forget what we're doing. Come back to yourself. Remember what it is. Be appreciative and grateful that you have that opportunity and that gift and that tool to be able to do it. And redirect your attention back to the here and now, back to where you are, back to what you can do. This idea in the present, this idea of us co-creating. We are changing our physical reality through our collaborative energies. And those energies transcend the physical. So keep doing your good work, knowing that you are adding to the greater collective shift that is happening. Even if it doesn't seem like much is changing on the three-dimensional realms, hold your energy. Trust the change happens on the energetic and trickles down into the material. There is a whole gradation that's happening here. So be patient. And again, if you find yourself getting frustrated, redirect your attention and energies. Go do something that you can accomplish. Clean your bathroom. Go clean up your garage. Go do something where there's a tangible result for your efforts. You'll feel a lot better and your house will be neater. Good feng shui is always a good thing. Better flow of energy. And then of course this foundation card is like, stop clinging to the material. This is not all there is. There is so much more. Remember how much larger you are. There's a broader, wiser part of you that is always with you. And the more you turn to that through your meditation practice, through your deep breath into the body, being here now practice, that becomes stronger. And you are holding then a bigger, broader energy that's contributing to the greater good. I can't say it enough. It's really important. Okay, so these are the cards for this week. Now let's just pull our nice summary card, the card to grow on, so that we can take that one piece away from us for this week. This one seems to be pretty good, though. This remembering that we're not just the fourth, three-dimensional reality. We are so much more. And to notice when we're holding, what are we holding to and why? Why are we holding on to it? It's good questions, right? Get curious. Don't make yourself wrong, but get curious. There's answers there. Answers for you to glean to improve your experience in a good way. All right, Spirit, we are looking for our card to grow on now for this week. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Every one of you who is showing up, who is holding space. Thank you. Okay. What is our card to grow on this week? What is it that we most need to carry with us and remember this week as we move forward? for our collective, our personal and our collective highest and greatest good. Force. Right. So that's interesting. Again, it's a card we've seen a lot, isn't it? I call it the card of pruning. But it's this thing that I was just talking about. When you get stuck in the frustration or feeling like things just aren't working, go take your power and do something. And I'm not talking about, taking on the whole world. I'm talking about some aspect of your life that needs your attention. It's amazing how much that'll redirect your life force and your energy in a positive and constructive manner. Go and clean that part of your life that needs to be cleaned up. Go through your clothes. I mean, it's the change of the season. So here, I guess wherever you are, where there's a change of season, there's usually a change of wardrobe. So maybe you need to go through your clothes and get rid of things or mend things and take things to Goodwill, pull out the cooler stuff. Maybe I'm a little bit early because it's the beginning of September, but still, you can start to, that's one example of a project, I guess, is just what I'm trying to say. Your garage might need to be organized. Your basement might need a bit of attention. Those corners where things have been piling up that are chaotic and that are tugging at the edges of your consciousness. What this card is telling us, this card of pruning, of force. Now, please don't misunderstand. Force is not domination over. It is the application of attention, energy, resources, tools to a challenge or a problem in order to resolve it in a satisfactory manner. So we have the Ace of Swords. Aces are like the acorns that grow into the oak tree. By starting to put order into your life, as I said, when I talk about pruning, you have an overgrown shrub and you prune it. You take away the dead, diseased, and crossing branches first. Then you assess the structure of the plant and you prune it judiciously so that light and energy and air can circulate around the center of the plant, bringing health, circulation, and vitality to the plant. Light and air, essential to a plant's growth. So that's an example of what I'm talking about with this card called Force. That is our card to grow on this week. This is what we need to carry forward. And for many, many of us, it's the start of something new. It's a little bit like a new year. And I know that it's the season in the Jewish calendar, Yom Kippur. I'm sorry, I've dropped that one. No, it's not Yom Kippur. Well, please forgive me. I should have looked that up before I mentioned it. But it's that season of the new. It's the beginning of the Jewish calendar. It's the start of a fresh beginning. And so there's that quality of energy, the return to school, the end of summer, that whole thing. Leverage that new beginning for some fresh start. Stay focused on the good. Stay focused on what you can do. Stay focused on your here and now. Keep breathing, keep dropping into your body, keep being here now, and knowing that as you apply your life force and your energy and your good attention to ordering and organizing and clearing out your life, you are freeing your life force and your energy to flow in good ways that will bring more light and love and well-being and circulation to you. Very, very helpful card, I think, at this point, just in navigating things. Another aspect of this card, as I said, you're pruning dead, disease, crossing branches, right? That can be aspects of your life that need to go, relationships that need to go, situations that need to go. This is about you and your preferences. What are you feeling you need right now? What are you feeling you want to give your attention to right now? Bring your energy back and prune your life, holding that as your core. The rocks in your jar, as we talk about in my family. What are the rocks in your jar? Everything else can fit around it, and if they don't, they get pulled out of the jar. But that has to go in first, the rocks, the important bits, and then removing anything extraneous that distracts your life force and energy from those things that are important and core to you. I hope this is helpful. Creator, I want to thank you for this opportunity to be of service. I want to thank you for this opportunity to connect with all these wonderful like-minded spirits and souls around the planet. Wherever you are, whenever you are, may you be blessed with light, with love, with greater circulation and well-being in your life. May you remember in difficult times to drop into your heart, to take that deep breath, to find resilience within you, connecting to the broader, wiser part of you. Whatever you want to call that, whatever your relationship is to that. Remember to pull it in. Remember to pull God into your life right here, right now. Remember to pull your spirit, your guides, your grandmothers, your grandfathers, those who've walked with this planet before. We have a tremendous support team on the other side who's here willing to help us for the highest and greatest good. I always encourage you to add that piece, for the highest and greatest good. That way, whatever energies, whatever support you're pulling towards you is always, always moving towards the collective highest and greatest good, as well as our personal highest and greatest good. We are getting through this. It is a challenging time. There are lots of things that need to be navigated personally and collectively. We have tremendous people who are holding different pieces of the solutions, and you are probably one of them. Maybe you know it, maybe you don't, and that's okay. At some point, you'll become aware of what it is that you have to offer life, and it will be perfect. Sorry, I should have done that sooner. Anyway, I just want to wish you all a beautiful week. Much love and light wherever you are. If you're at the peak of the mountain, having a joyful experience, wicked, rock on, hold it for the rest of us. And if you happen to be in the valley where it's dark and dreary, we've all been there. We keep going there, but we'll get to the peak again. Don't lose hope. You're not in this alone. We're all doing this together, and we're getting through it, and it's going to be magnificent. There's a lot of struggle involved before we get to the beautiful earth we want to create. I love you all. Have a great week.